What do dreams about nails falling off mean? Dreams about nails falling off can refer to a loss of power or control. For example, if your dream that your nails are falling off, it could mean you're losing your grip on something in your life. Alternatively, if you dream of someone else's nails falling off, it could represent your feelings of powerlessness or lack of control over that person or situation. Dreams about nails falling off may also be related to feelings of insecurity or self doubt. For instance, this could manifest a lack of confidence in your abilities at work or in your relationship, or a sense of vulnerability in different situations you find yourself in. These types of dreams could also be related to health concerns. Maybe you've had a recent experience with a health emergency, and this can be related to your dream. What do dreams about having dirty nails mean? If you dream about having dirty nails, this can symbolize a lack of attention to detail or self care. For example, if you dream about your nails being dirty, it could mean that you're neglecting some aspect of your physical or emotional well being. Maybe you've lost your sense of style or fashion. Maybe you feel you're a fish out of water when it comes to your more stylish friends. In general, dreams about dirty nails may reflect some feelings of shame, guilt, or a sense of inadequacy. You feel that others are judging you, criticizing you, or even condemning you. Of course, a lot of this, according to you, subconsciously, is happening behind your back. Another way to look at these dreams is that they may reflect personal hygiene or appearance concerns. Maybe you are a perfectionist or a neat freak. You think that no matter how much you take care of yourself, it's still not good enough. There's just something left to be done. There's still an additional piece of clothing or something about your physique that needs improving. It is important to remember that symbolism in dreams is often highly personal, and it really depends on your experiences and associations with the context of your dream. This is why seeing dirty nails is not enough in of itself. It has to be situated with a certain context in your dream. You have to spot the pattern. Still, generally speaking, when dirty nails are the central focus of your nighttime vision, issues of self care or what you think about people paying attention to your self care and other details are having an effect on you. You tend to think about these issues more than you need to. What do dreams of broken or falling toenails mean? Dreams about broken or falling toenails symbolize a lack of support or stability. For example, if you dream that your toenails are broken or falling off, it could mean that you feel like you are losing your footing or that something is undermining your sense of security. Maybe you feel that you've had your foot in the door and you are about to make some sort of breakthrough, but things suddenly spiraled out of your control. This may involve a personal detail that you didn't want other people to know, but for whatever reason, things got out of hand, and now you feel that you really can't control the situation, and now you're afraid about what other people will think about you. There's a sense of loss, but not so much in terms of physical belongings, but a sense of control. And this is eating up your emotional well being. You know you have other better things to think about, but there's just something about what's going on in your present situation that pushes you to obsess about this issue. What do dreams of brownish nails falling off mean? If you dream that your nails are brown and they are falling off, this can indicate a distinct sense of losing control. Nails falling off generally speak to a sense of losing control, but in this context, the issue is your vitality or health. If you notice that in your dreams that your nails are distinctly brown and they are flaking off or falling off, this indicates that you subconsciously believe that your personal strength and vitality are not enough. At the very least, they're not like they were before. You feel that you are you are less powerful, or you're not in a position to call the shots. A lot of this has to do with concerns about your health and overall mental well-being. There's a distinct sense that your best days are behind you. What accounts for this type of feeling? Well, depending on the context of your dream, it may be a reflection of feelings of neglect, or you think you are just not taking good enough care of yourself. This is kind of puzzling because the color brown is often associated with earthiness, stability, and practicality. So when you see your nails with a distinct brown color falling off, it seems that you're losing touch with your sense of grounding. It appears to you at some level or other that your connection and control, the connection to and your control over your physical body is not like it was before. That's why it's not a surprise to see that if you see your brown nails falling off, it may suggest a feeling of disconnection or body dysmorphia. What is the meaning of seeing someone else's nails fall off in your dream? On the surface, nails are associated with personal grooming and hygiene. Seeing someone else's nails fall off may indicate that you think they are not properly taking care of themselves. This, of course, is not figurative. Maybe there's somebody in your inner circle that is going through a rough time in their life. Instead of trying to help them or feel some sort of sympathy or even practice compassion, there's a part of you that is loudly saying to yourself, if I can get my act together and keep it together, what's stopping that person? It may seem harsh, but a lot of times when we are concerned about other people's mental or emotional well-being, it may turn out that the best thing that we can do for them is to observe them at a distance. This doesn't mean that you don't care, but by letting them figure it out, you are enabling them to establish a sense of control over the things, over areas in their life that other people normally help them with. Much like a baby bird being pushed out of a nest, a lot of us could use a little bit of tough love, or paradoxically compassionate apathy. I know that's a hard concept to wrap your head around, but a lot of the times, the blessing in our challenges are the transformation and changes in attitude that our tough situations push us into. Seeing someone else's nails fall off in a dream may also reflect your need to reflect on your own self-care. Maybe there's a part of you that is all too comfortable with judging others or seeing if others can measure up, when in reality, you're having a tough time coping as well. What does it mean to dream that your nails are falling off? When you see your nails falling off, this can indicate repressed feelings of vulnerability at some level or other. At the very least, it pertains to a sense of losing control. Your nails are the part of your body that helps you grasp and hold on to things. They also protect your fingers. Dreaming of them falling off reflects a sense of powerlessness and a deep and profound vulnerability in at least one area of your life. Maybe it's your finances. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's your relationships. Maybe it's a certain health issue that you've been trying to keep under wraps. Whatever the case may be, please understand that just because you choose not to acknowledge certain issues in your life doesn't mean other people cannot see them. And maybe your subconscious is trying to draw your attention to this issue that is slowly bubbling up to the surface so you can take care of the problem before it gets any worse. Because if you think about it, a lot of the things that you're trying to keep under wraps impact issues like of self-image, self-esteem, and self-confidence. All of these are interrelated, and if you do not feel that you're measuring up to your own personal standard, it really doesn't take much of an imagination. Doesn't take much imagination to realize that you're failing to live up to others' standard. And this is where the sense of losing control can be almost overpowering. So you may be thinking that you're just losing control over what other people think of you, but this can impact your sense of vitality and long-term health. What does a dream of long fingernails falling off mean? If you see your long natural fingernails falling off in your dream, this can indicate that there's a source of anxiety or distress in a part of your life that you fail to recognize. Maybe a lot of this is just sheer busyness. Sometimes when you feel like you're jumping from one crisis to another, it's really hard to stop and take stock of how other things are going on in other areas of your life. But a lot of the times, this is willful blindness. You know that something is off. You know that something doesn't set you at ease, but you'd rather not think about it. You feel that you have bigger fish to fry in many areas of your life, so you just let it slide. And guess what happens? It gets worse and worse, and that's why now you're seeing your fingernails, which represent your sense of control, getting longer, meaning you've let the issue drag on far longer than it needs to, and now it symbolizes aggression. Things are coming to a head. There is a sense of urgency in the visual image of those long nails. And you feel that you are losing your ability to steer things into the right direction. This is a very disturbing dream because it indicates willful apathy or just simple neglect on your part. Whatever the actual case is, it's not good. And this is why you need to get a handle on this sooner rather than later. Thank you for watching this video from exploreyourdreamlife.com. Please click the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this video. We appreciate your support. What does it mean to dream of biting your nails? A lot of kids bite their nails when they get anxious or stressed out, or they're feeling insecure, or maybe they're in the company of people that they don't really know. Many kids tend to bite their nails. The same applies to your dreams. If you see yourself biting your nails, or nail biting is a big motif in your nighttime visions, this can indicate a sense of nervousness or a desire to cope with difficult emotions, but you can't quite get a handle on how to go about it the correct way. Instead of taking control or simply making a decision and just running with it, you would rather hesitate. So you bite your nails. This really is a way of for your subconscious mind to visualize the process it's going through. It hasn't it hasn't come to a conclusion yet, nor has it come to a decision. You're kind of like chasing your own tail, and you're stuck. This is perfectly natural, but you can't stay in that position for far too long. Which brings me to the next interpretation of this dream image. It can indicate a sense of powerlessness or a lack of control in your ability to cope with stresses. As you probably already know, stress is a natural part of life. That's not going to go away anytime soon. Biting your nails may be a way for you to feel like you are taking action or finding a way to cope with a challenging situation. But in reality, you are just waiting for the problem to boil over so you don't have to change. This is not an effective strategy for the long haul. If you keep seeing yourself biting your nails, this is an indication from your subconscious that you need to change how you cope with stressful situations and arrangements in your waking life. You know that they are not optimal. You know that they can easily degrade into something toxic. So you have to eventually come to a decision and take control over certain areas of your life. Is it scary? Of course. Is it necessary? Absolutely. What is the meaning of yellow-colored fingernails in your dream? The color yellow is often associated with feelings of happiness, warmth, and optimism. But in certain contexts, it can also indicate caution, cowardice, or the tendency to cover up problems. Dreams about yellow-colored fingernails can also symbolize illness or disease. It depends on the context. For example, if you dream that your fingernails are yellow and you have a fever, it could mean that you are struggling with some aspect of your health or well-being. This can be an actual issue, or it can be a sense of being paranoid about certain conditions like COVID. In contrast, if you see someone else's yellow fingernails in a dream, it may be a sign that you are worried about their well-being. They may be sick. They're not, and they're the last person to become aware of their actual condition. What is the biblical meaning of dreams of nails falling off? While the Bible does not explicitly mention nails in dream sequences, there is no definitive biblical interpretation of this type of dream. However, some people may interpret dreams of nails falling off as a symbol of weakness or vulnerability. In the Bible, a different type of nail is associated with one of the most important motifs in the scriptures. I am, of course, talking about the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. So when you see a dream of fingernails falling off, and there are some contextual clues regarding a deeper spiritual meaning, there might be a subtext that relates to the crucifixion. So this means issues of forgiveness, guilt, and the need to pursue truth, no matter how painful. What is the meaning of seeing nail fungus in dreams? On the other end of the spectrum is the often disturbing and mildly nauseating image of fungus in dreams. This can indicate that while a lot of areas in your life are going well, there is something going on behind the scenes that may undermine your happiness or cause big problems down the road. If you've ever suffered from nail fungus, you know that it doesn't just spring up and fully bloom one day. It may seem like it, but it actually took the fungus a long time to take root under your nails and before it starts to do damage. The same applies to these underlying issues that your nail fungus dreams are trying to draw your attention to. This means that these issues can range from a sense of inadequacy, which can undermine your relationship, or a sense of powerlessness, which can lead to backstabbing, betrayal, or creative lying in some sort of work environment. Whatever the case may be, this involves issues that you'd rather not deal with because, hey, let's face it, all of us would like to imagine ourselves as the good guys in any kind of narrative. But we're all flawed, we're all imperfect, and we have dark sides. So, one aspect of seeing nail fungus in your dream involves your subconscious trying to draw your attention to your shadow. You know what your shadow is. You need to get a grip on it and make sure that your darker tendencies don't override the good side of your nature. Otherwise, you'll be back to the main motif of this type of dream, which of course involves issues of control. So before things get out of hand, make it a point to do a deep personal audit of issues that you may or may not be aware of, and how they impact your sense of control and life direction.